on?
So we are standing in Olympia, Washington on Capitol Way, right in front of the RedLion Hotel, where earlier this year there was an incident where folks came to, activists came together and organized an Occupy to get our houseless folks off the street. Some folks from the encampment and a bunch of organizers came together and actually rented several rooms, and paid for them, and were staying in the hotel. And when the city and the police got wind of their intent to occupy, because the demand was to use some of the federal money that the city's getting from COVID to house people in hotels, anywhere, just to get them out of the encampments, they decided to call SWAT. There was so much law enforcement here. This entire area surrounded by SWAT police. They went in and they actually penetrated the hotel and pulled folks out of the rooms. At the end of the day, during it all, they only targeted black and brown folks. The arrests there were several arrests. They arrested some of the alleged organizers, but the worst part of it is they arrested the homeless folks who were just here to have somewhere to stay, to be housed. And it took months. There was a black disabled veteran who was actually in jail on a $50,000 bond, while the white organizers had a $10,000 bond. But he was in here on a $50,000 bond. He was finally able to get released after a couple of months. And charges, the status of the charges, I'm not 100% sure at the moment. But the way he was treated, he was drugged through this hotel. He has severe disabilities. He cannot walk. They literally drug him through on his face, depriving him of medical attention, all because he was here to get housed. And the city has not addressed it. The city, our mayor of Olympia, called the folks who organized this domestic terrorists, when all they wanted to do was get folks housed, make a demand that funds get utilized properly to get these folks out of the encampments. We have hundreds of folks in each encampment that are still, there's no plan for housing. There's only talk of sweeping and cleaning up the area, but not any plans for housing. Yeah, the hotel, everything was, the narrative from the police and the officials was really sad, because they treated the organizers as if they were terrorists, as if they were doing something, as they were violent perpetrators in their kidnapping and holding people hostage. It wasn't that. The police sat right across the street and waited until folks were in their rooms, and then they went in with the SWAT. Folks that were here already staying in the hotel with their children were kept outside, out of their rooms. It was really bad. But yeah, this is it, the RedLion Hotel.
All right. Another site of genocide against poor people in this stolen land. Thank you, Talana. Talana Reed for
City Council.